welcome to the van trip part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1, it was so much fun. The first couple days in Wyoming, we went through the Grand Tetons, stayed at so many fun campgrounds. So if you haven't, watch that first and then come back here. But if you have, we're starting part 2. And today we're gonna make a trek all the way down to Salt Lake City. We're gonna try to hit some hot springs, the salt flats, camp around there, and then book it down even further south into the desert, into like the Las Vegas area. And that's where Zion is. So this is gonna be such a switch up of scenery from the last one. I'm so excited we get both the forest and the mountains, but then also the red desert. I just have no idea what to expect. I'm so freaking excited. So welcome to part 2. Let's get into it. Well, you guys already saw a little bit of this campground if you watched the last vlog. And we're still near the Grand Tetons at this point, so it's very chilly up here. So coffee is always the first necessity in the morning. Did a French press, and then I also boiled some almond milk, and of course I brought my creamer with me and just sipped it while we made a bonfire and stayed cozy in the van. And then when everyone started getting hungry, it was time to make some pancakes and scrambled eggs. Pancakes when you're camping is just so nostalgic and nothing beats it, truly. So we cooked that on the little stovetop, and then I made some scrambled eggs too. Ate those and just took in the view a little bit, enjoyed the morning because we are packing up pretty soon to leave, but we needed to get Ziggy's energy out, so we played Frisbee with him for a while down by the water. This boy is obsessed with Frisbee, you guys, but I'm sure you already know that by now. Anyways, this campground was so amazing. We found it on an app called Dirt, where you can find kind of off the grid campgrounds, and it was such a gem. But before you know it, we were packing up and back on the road, and this time we were driving for a good bit, about 4 hours until our next stop. We have about 2 hours left of our drive, and I just made a little road trip snack I wanted to show you guys. We have coconut yogurt under there, some granola, fresh raspberries, and some drippy almond butter. That looks so good. Almost done of driving. That has been a long one. It's interesting to keep yourself sane in a van with a dog, but he's actually been really good today. So good job, Ziggy. Better than the first 2 days. Now we are finally approaching our next stop, which is the Saratoga Hot Springs. But apparently it's a natural pool of water that just is very hot water full of minerals, and we want to go dunk in it and kind of use it as a bath. So that is where we're headed right now. We're about 15 minutes away. I'm gonna kind of change, pick out a swimsuit and get ready to go here. There's my little handy closet. We're traveling with Montero. If you saw in the last video, I gave a whole tour of the van, but they're seriously so cool. I'll link them in the description if you want a van company to travel with. This one is amazing. This is like my little closet area. They have so much storage, so I think I'm gonna pull, let's see. I think we're gonna do the Honey Swim Olive Shimmer bralette, this one. And then maybe some shorts, and we have a small hike down to the springs, so potentially hiking shoes. But I'm gonna gather all that up, get dressed, and then hopefully we'll be there in the next 10-15. We made it. We're walking to the springs right now. It has the prettiest walking view. I now get the hike with Utah because look at that. Looks like from out of a movie. But anyways, we parked at Inlet Park, and now we have this beautiful trail to walk down. I think it's like a 10-minute walk. Mary Margaret and Noah got there a little bit before us because they drive really fast. So we're meeting them there, and hopefully the springs turn out good. I'm determined to get in no matter what because I need a dip in water right now after that long road trip. So let's go.
Dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me, or just sit beside me and never leave? I got the curtains up. I guess it would be nice if you could interrupt. It's a day like this. I really would have missed. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years.
Okay, in a strange way, that might be one of the coolest things we've done on the trip. It's literally just a small hole in the middle of this big field with mountains all around. And at first when we got there, we were like, a little bit sketched out because it's just very muddy. Mary Margaret and Noah saw a snake and we were just like, I don't know, should we get in? But I was like, frick it, we came all the way here, we're getting in. And once you got in, the mud wasn't really like gross. It was pretty like flat. I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't like mushy, and we scrubbed our body in it and swam. There was one part that was like boiling water. Such a cool experience, and we all feel actually really clean even though we just scrubbed our body in mud. So I'm very happy with that stop. If you're passing through, add it to your list, go check it out. Very, very cool. Anyways, everyone just walked back. I had to change my bikini in the woods, and I'm heading back now, and we're gonna book it to the flats. The original plan was to get to the salt flats for sunset. Unfortunately, we are running behind, so I don't think we're gonna do that. So we're probably just gonna stay somewhere near the flats and then wake up for sunrise. So we'll see. Let's go get back on the road.
Could you bring some light to me, or just sit beside me and never leave?
Well guys, we started driving to the campsite that we had planned, and it was pitch black up a mountain, and we had no idea where we were going or if the roads were okay to drive on, because some of the roads are very mushy, so we just didn't want to risk it in the dark. So I think we might actually just sleep in a parking lot somewhere random tonight, but we can't cook dinner if we're in a parking lot, just like outside with a bonfire, you know? So we're cheating and we're gonna go get Mexican food. We found a place called Roberto's, and it's a 24-hour Mexican spot, and let's do it.
It's getting real dark in here.
Good morning, it's 7 a.m. and we are rushing off to sunrise at the flats. It looks like it's gonna be a gorgeous one. It's starting to get very pink and orange. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but we're rushing there now. So hopefully we make it in time. Thankfully this time we did make it in time. So we just drove around the flats and explored a little bit and watched as what looked like the world started waking up all around us. The sky got so pink. And we parked the vans and just let Ziggy get out and run around. He has these little booties on his feet to protect his paws from the salt. And oh my gosh, he was on cloud nine. Honestly, this experience gave us all a lot of energy. There's something just so refreshing about being out in the middle of nature with not a lot of people around and just, yeah, so much nature all around you while the sun is coming up or if the sun is setting. This just felt like a moment of stillness that reminded us how beautiful the world is and how beautiful Earth is. And although our existence is so important and intricate and beautiful, it's also so small compared to the rest of the world. And I love any adventure or experience that reminds me of that perspective, because it kind of just, in a way, takes a lot of pressure off your everyday life. Anytime I'm in front of a sunset or sunrise or a vast ocean or mountains or something beautiful like this, that's the constant reminder in my head. So I hope in these vlogs, when I share stuff like that, it can kind of remind you of the same thing. Your life is so beautiful and meaningful, but don't sweat the small stuff, because in the grand scheme of things, the little daily stressors or some of the smaller problems that you're facing right now, you'll someday look back on and wish you hadn't worried so much about them or let them take so much residence in your mind. Focus on the good, focus on the good, focus on the good, and remember to keep your eyes open to the big picture and the big perspective that this world offers us. And that's my little TED talk from what the sunrise made me feel. Gosh, the video just doesn't even do it justice what being out here on the flats in the middle of nowhere really truly looked and felt like. Please, please, please go experience it for yourself. Well, we made it for sunrise. That was so gorgeous. If you're from the west of America, you're probably like, this girl's freaking out over nothing. But in Florida, we don't have mountains. We don't have any terrain like this. So this is just crazy to me. It's mind-blowing that this just exists out here. And sometimes we get one chance to see it in our lives if we're lucky. It's so cool.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merchant change, but your face remains.
All right, made it to Zion. Look how pretty. A totally different change of scenery. I'm walking to find a restroom real quick while Lucas gets all of our bags packed, and we're gonna go do a trail walk that dogs are allowed on. I think it's like a 3.8 mile trail called Paris Trail or something like that. That's the only one in the park that dogs can actually do, but it looks really beautiful, so I'm excited to do it. There was a couple other ones we really wanted to do here, but they just don't allow dogs, so we're gonna hit the one that allows Zig, see that, and then the plan for the rest of the day is to go to coral pink sand dunes and try to surf on the dunes with these little boards. It's been a bucket list item for sure. So that is the plan for later, but for now, let's find this bathroom before I actually pee my pants.
The swallows will be here by dawn. And when we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. Just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night.
All right, we made it. This is the board, and we're gonna wax her up. They said to just put wax on the bottom, so we're gonna just do that, and then we walk down to the dunes. We're going barefoot. I'm so freaking excited. I think I said I'm excited like 14 times for this, but this is probably what I was looking forward to most on this whole trip. We have maybe like a 10-minute walk up to the top of this dune, but look how pretty it is everywhere.
Let's go. This is like the coolest thing ever.
Luke's carrying my board for me. Wow. Look at this. It's so pretty. All right, we're gonna walk all the way up to there and then surf down it. When I'm surfing, I put right, but I kind of feel left for this one. You're kidding.
Oh, just send it, Bren.
Ready?
Yeah.
Probably gonna be really windy, but that was the best experience ever. I seriously think that was the most fun we've had on the trip. Just look at this beauty. We're the last ones out here, and it's time to wrap it up and drop these off before the office closes, but you gotta do that if you come, and come at sunset. Amazing. Coconut water, very necessary after. We're chugging this and going to find our campground. And that was our very last adventure in the van this trip. It went by too fast, but it was such a dream. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next vlog.